So tell me about this fiber. Was this fresh green fiber, or was it something that was from last year?
This is fresh green fiber from plants that were harvested yesterday from wild hemp that was growing around the house.
These are wild volunteers.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I pulled the tallest, thickest ones I could find.
All right. Now, how many stalks?
Oh, good question. Maybe about between 30 and 50, maybe 30?
Okay.
Whatever would fill up a 5-gallon bucket. These 5-gallon buckets.
Now we're talking paper making. 5-gallon buckets are the units.
The cubits.
Yes. And so we have 5 gallons of water in this beater. It'll hold up to 10 gallons of water without leaking out, because the bearing is at about this point right here. And there's these plastic lines down on the bottom, one draining each bearing. And so if we get water coming out of there, we need to go and find out why.
Okay. Can you tell us about this beater? The pulper?
What?
Can you tell us a bit about the pulper and
This is a Hollander beater. See?
It's working.
I guess it does work.
So we're making pulp.
So I'm pulling this apart so that we don't have clumps that are too big. The rotor that you saw when I lifted the hood is like a pump that pulls the water and the pulp fiber through. And then on the bottom, there's a bottom plate, and we can adjust the distance between the bottom plate and the rotor. And what we're doing right now is soft beating. And so you see how long these fibers are? There's a large space between the rotor and the bottom bar. And so that's doing as gentle of a job as possible. Come over here and I'll cast a shadow and you can watch. You see the fibers, they're fairly clumpy right now. And we'll just let it beat like this for a short time, and then we'll raise the ante.
How long would you recommend beating it at this level?
Well, I don't believe the beater is doing any work. In an hour, it will be well distributed and no clumpy. But the paper sheet that we would make from that might be very coarse, because they're still bundles of fibers at this point. So this is the adjustment of that spacing. We are 3 turns up right now.
How many turns down can it go?
Well, we'll know in no time at all. Here's a half a turn down.
It starts yelling at you, then
let's listen. Now we're down at 2 turns up.
Okay, you can hear it's working a little more.
Did you hear it go?
Yeah.
Whoop?
Yeah.
So whatever the largest of the clumps,
There we go, yeah.
just a little bit. So it's not doing much work yet.
Okay.
So it's just like stirring it gently with a spoon. Now I'm going to take it
Oh yeah.
down to 1.5. We hear it working just well, now it's working a few percent of the time. So there are clumps that are big enough that they don't make it through without telling us. Again, without the glare. Now we need a chopstick So yeah, you can see some clumping type activity happening here. There we go, a snot stick. Well, there was a fellow who was a paper chemist who made some batches with me. So over here I just put this in the pulp flow for a short time.
Wow, that's some long fiber there.
Yes, it is. And so what we can do, let's get a chopstick. This is too rough to be able to do the kinds of sample that's good for us to do. And then we can just lay samples on here and we can watch the progress of the pulping.
Yeah. We'll check back in a little bit.